and your strength. What you don't know can cripple your own efforts. So the more you talk to God, the more God talk to you about you. The more God talk to you about you, the more you will see God in you. You can't pray in the spirit and then talk like a foreigner in the natural. Your praying to God shouldn't be much different when you're talking to people. Because you know why? We have intoxicated the church to believe that praying is the spiritual experience, not a talking experience.
So I'll stay in English. I'll try my best to stay in English, and then you do pavimento, or the other way around. I stay. You do pavimento. Okay, cool. Mita mala mucho si, no? Mita jump here and there, no? Dus mita si mi best when mi kid in English. Mita si mi best. So, what was I saying? I'm just checking. Check me the check, see what's the thing. I'm checking to see if you're there with me. So there was a shift that happened in the atmosphere, and then we started discussing what the shift was about. And then we understood that the shift had to do with fear. I dare to say that one person was fighting against the spirit of fear, and during the prayer, that person broke through. And as that person broke through, it brought a shift for everybody that was in the building. Can we agree? I'm just asking everybody that was there yesterday. We can agree. Okay, that's what happened. So I came in the building not knowing exactly what was happening. And then I sat in the front and I said, let me open my Bible and start reading. Because I had like an idea what I was going to say. You prepare yourself like today. I have like 10 slides of things that I want to say. Didn't say none of them yet. Because you have to be sensitive as to what is happening. What's the shift? Are you sensitive for the shift? As a spiritual individual, you have to be sensitive for when a shift happens. If you're driving a vehicle and your vehicle is stick shift, you can't drive from here to San Nicolas in first gear. You can, but chances are that if you reach, and if you ever drove only in first gear, when you first, who did their driver's license with stick shift? And you never had, when you were going to put in your first gear and release the clutch, and you don't do it correctly, and the car does. Back in the day, they used to take us to San Nicolas and put you on the hill and tell you, okay, hasibo helling test wo. But sing brake. Don't use a brake. Just hold the car with the clutch and the gas. Antes na to hibaba San Nicolas, hibaba uyaling anto asiele sin brake. And then when you're ready, because if you push in your clutch, your car is going to go backwards. But if you give too much gas, and you don't release the clutch on time, the car is going to do. I learned to drive with a standard vehicle that had a problem with the pressure plate. Auto com auto standard. Yes. Problema com a pressure plate. Pressure plate. Pressure plate is what actually helps the clutch release the gear from gear 1 to gear 2, and so on. Y'all youngsters are lazy. Y'all just drive automatic, and you just put it in drive.
Yung nang flow ito discorre automático.
Si bota correr de dia, bota poner de day. Si bota correr de noche, bota poner de end. No, I'm just joking. So, there's gonna be a moment where you have to shift
Dapat yung
gears.
momento kung dapat yung cambia algo.
You take out your first speed and then you see the speedometer and your car is picking up speed, and it is entirely your decision when you're gonna shift from gear.
Quando começa a correr auto com speed, anto ita boa decisão ora boa vai cambia de speed.
If it's automatic, it does it for you.
Se ita automático ita hacia pabo.
And when we are in church, sometimes we believe things go automatically.
E ora
The
nosso de
gear just
igreja, nossa
shifts.
pensa coisa vai automático.
I come to church, everything shifts automatically.
Mita bem igreja,
The
tudo coisa cambia
environment shifts
automaticamente.
automatically. God shifts automatically for
Deus
me.
cambia automaticamente.
But I want to tell you that
Pero me
in this
avisado que
environment that you're in,
tem atmosfera aqui,
you need to learn how to work with the stick shift,
pode cozinhar traga com
speed.
speed.
But tingo siya como pa cambia speed.
You have to learn how to change the speed.
And if you are not careful,
E se você não tem cuidado,
you could be sitting in this building and you'll be in the wrong gear.
você sentar aqui
And
na
everybody driving off, leaving you behind, and you're still like, what's going on? ¿Qué está pasando? Because are you in here because you want to shift forward?
Bota aqui na para que cambia vai
Or
dilante.
are you here because you just want to be in neutral?
A para que diz que está neutral.
If you are coming to church every Sunday and you want to remain in neutral,
Se você bem igreja turja domingo, do que queda neutral.
can I say this? It's not my pulpit, it's pastors. You're wasting your time.
Bota perdendo o tempo.
Bible class.
Go home.
By cast unto incabo speed neutral.
Go home and stay with your neutral speed.
But if you want to move forward,
Pero se você vai dilante,
you have to understand that when you come in this environment,
você tem que compreender que ora bem que nana.
a shift must happen.
Mester tem cambio.
If I'm sitting in an environment and there is no shift happening,
Se me dá sinta tem atmosfera aqui, então não tem
I
nenhum
have to
cambio.
start asking questions.
Me tem que começar a se pergunta.
Okay, what's happening to the vehicle?
O que está passando é veículo?
Does it have enough gas?
Tem suficiente gasolina?
Does it have water? Does it have water?
Tem água.
Auto usa água também.
Não, pero
Does the car have enough water? Does it have oil in the engine? Does it have power steering fluid? Kiko mas mecânico nang kiding kuno sa auto. What else does the car need?
Que começa auto mexer?
Gasoline.
Gas.
Now, Mr. Brake fuel, because sometimes you need to stop
So,
if you're going in the wrong direction. Do you agree with me in this morning, or am
Bota
I
de
talking to
acordo
myself?
comigo?
Even now, vehicles are electric,
Asa awo ting veículo ng elétrico.
but I didn't know that electric vehicles use fluids.
Pero minuto sa na mexer líquido nang.
They use, how you call that? Coolant. Different type of coolants. I got myself with a vehicle and I got a blinking light and it said coolant needed.
Coolant necesita.
So I went and I had a big thing of coolant. I said, this is what I need.
Kita lo que mi mexer.
Open it. Before I poured it in, I said to myself, let me call the guy from the agency.
Para mabasya din mapunta na miya may guide agensya.
I said, hey, listen, this and this and this is going on. And I sent him a picture of the thing of coolant. And I said, I have coolant. I can put it in. I said, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
No se say.
I said, but it's coolant. He said, no, but this is coolant for electrical vehicles.
Pero sa kita pa veículo ng elétrico.
That runs all the way through the system and
Sabay
cools
din
the
yung
batteries.
sistema, iya sabay ni baterya.
And if you pour a coolant from a combustion vehicle in it,
se você põe de autocombustível
you're going to
dentro,
mess up the entire vehicle.
você vai dar full veículo.
It's just if you drive gasoline
Se você corre
Vehicle?
gasolina,
and then you go to the gas station and you want to put Christmas gas.
então você vai na gas station.
Christmas gas is the one with the green handle.
Então,
Oh no, this is nice too. I'm going to put Christmas gas in my vehicle. You'll realize that your vehicle will stop working.
você vai lá com o veículo, você stop de trabalhar.
So what are the things that a vehicle needs?
Só que você custa com o veículo mester?
To shift continuously.
Para cambiar continuamente.
If it's a stick shift, it will need gear oil.
É stick shift e não mester de azeta.
Isso é azeta.
Ja.
Azeta barato.
Ja, toch?
So shift is necessary
Cambio é necessário.
because that means that you will move into another level.
Você sei que mesmo você move de outro nível.
That means you will pick up speed.
Sei que mesmo você vai ter mais velocidade.
That means that you will get to your destination faster.
Sei que mesmo você chega à destinação mais ligeira.
If you are able to, como bisa na speed mo bisa na pavimento. If you can fill up the speed, the first gear,
Se você pôr na speed,
your transition to the second is easier.
a transição para de dois é mais fácil.
If you do the same with the second, your transition to the third is easier.
Se você mesmo coisa de dois, é de três vira mais fácil.
But how, to all the drivers in this building,
Pero
how do you know when do you have to shift?
como você ora botem que cambiar?
To the new drivers in the back, how do you know when you have to shift gear?
Que ora você botem que cambiar?
Alsjeblieft. Sim. Você não está correndo com medo. Você não é que pensa aqui quando anda assim. Me tem medo de você, me dá uma leve com você. Que te passa? When do you know you have to shift?
Que ora você botem que cambiar?
Exacto. Te começa a força. Então,
You have to use
boa
more
explicação.
strength.
Mas tem o sonido tá cambia, o sonido
The
que é
noise
diferente.
changes.
Sorry? Emoção de motor tá cambia.
The movement of the motor changes.
Ok. O que te passa se você ignorar isso aí?
What happens when you ignore that?
Me tem número de pari mecânico. Por acaso, se você não sabe, me está dando o número na diz, mas o auto também pari não. Diz. Se você não sabe o que vai passar, if you don't know what happens when that happens, but the car builds revolution.
E auto tá uma revolução.
The RPM of the engine goes up.
E RPM de auto tá sube.
Significa que o motor também zona mais duro.
That means that the motor is gonna sound louder.
Sorry, me tá facioso com o me tá vai van de hak naar de tak naar de bis holandês. I'm gonna tell myself to stay in English. You're gonna see or hear that the revolution of the engine is gonna build up.
Você vai escutar a voar que a revolução de auto vai subir mais.
And it's giving you a sign,
Não é bom sinal.
I am ready to move to the next gear.
Me tá claro para mover no seguinte nível.
And if you're a driver and you can't discern that,
Se botar corre auto e não pode que sei,
then you are not supposed to drive.
bom não me se corre auto.
Portanto, um zondag rijden hoor. Beto corre domingo so. So I was talking about shift that happened yesterday, and I'm giving all this analogy just for that. It was important to understand what was happening.
É importante para compreender o que está passando.
Because if we are all in the same vehicle,
Se nós todos temos o mesmo veículo,
and the moment for shift is happening,
tem momento para câmbio está passando,
it's going to affect all of us.
ele vai afetar tudo de nós.
That means all of us are going to pick up speed.
Nós todos vai ganhar mais speed.
That means all of us are going to advance.
Nós todos vai avançar.
When the moment of shift comes,
Ora, é momento de câmbio bem.
and you are aboard,
Anto botar riba auto.
you're aboard, but the ding auto,
But the ding auto.
but the passageiro,
Por passageiro,
you can't jump off.
por não passar for.
It is beneficial for you to stay on board.
É beneficiante para você quedar dentro auto.
¿No estoy de acuerdo? Pero si bobula,
Because if you jump off,
me te mira casconchi, me te mira, como te me cone, rascar, me te mira bajamente cuero. Tú eres sempre vai tempo futuro. Me não me sou um profeta para me saber sei.
I gotta be a prophet to tell you that.
Pero ayer estava tendo shift, and the shift a afetar tudo que estava presente.
But yesterday there was a shift and it affected everyone that was there.
Então, ama chega,
And I reached,
not knowing anything.
sem saber nada.
Então, I opened my Bible and I started reading Psalm 140.
Mas abri minha Bíblia e me comecei a ler essa.
Salmo 140. Salmo 140. 140, sim, completo. And I'm not going to read the entire psalm, but I'm going to read some of it. Because last week,
Semana passada,
Lady Grant spoke about Matthew 24, right?
Lady Grant a papel de Mateus 24.
Você acorda?
Você está claro?
Kiko Matthew 24, dat bisa. Mag je speak. Dan mag je bij wak demo notes dan, demo notes en demo telefoon. Quem escreve algo die man passa? Niet allemaal tegelijk. The message from last week was very serious. What happened? What did she say last week?
A mensagem de semana passada está roupa sério. O que ela
What
disse semana
did
passada?
she talk about last week?
O que ela papel de semana passada?
You have the opportunity to go on the Facebook of the church and check the sermon to see what was preached.
Bababay na serviço na Facebook para o que ela predicar.
Not right now, but you have the opportunity to do it after service
Você tem a oportunidade
or
para fazer depois
anytime
da igreja.
after a Sunday service, right? She spoke about a topic that I don't like to preach about, which is
Ela papel de tópico como não gosta predicar
sorry?
de.
which was, as they say it in the intellectual circles, they call it eschatology. And that's the teaching of the end times.
Essa é a passinha de tempo não, de último tempo não.
Bombillo sendo um caminho de banda? See? Okay, so she spoke about Matthew 24, and then I remember she said, like in Matthew 24:13, it says, "But he who endures to the end shall be saved."
Pero é que aguenta até na final lo
Bombillo sende,
salvar.
bombillo sende. Okay, bombillo sende. So that particular chapter was talking about wars and rumors of war, and the disciples were asking Jesus, when is the end time gonna be? So
E tempo final
that's what
vai
Pastor
estar.
spoke about last